What's up, guys? I hope you're well. Today we're checking out F1's greatest ever championship comebacks. Let's get into it, shall we?
F1's greatest championship comebacks. It's crazy to think that last season we had a championship finale with both drivers level on points. And this year, we're wondering how many races before the end Max Verstappen will have wrapped up the title. With a big old 80-point advantage over Charles Leclerc, it got me wondering what have been the biggest point deficit comebacks in F1 history. You can tell I'm a fan of Leclerc, can't you? Let's see how far back some drivers have recovered from to take the World Championship. Sebastian Vettel, 2010. The year the world got introduced to Sebastian Vettel.
Nice.
Although the young German had finished second the year before to Jenson Button and Brawn, no one thought he had a hope in hell in 2010. Fernando Alonso had moved to Ferrari and Button had joined forces with Lewis Hamilton at McLaren, meaning Red Bull were pretty big underdogs to fight for the title. David Coulthard even got laughed at when he picked Vettel to win the title before the season opener in Bahrain. However, with just 6 races to go, Vettel was still just about in title contention, 31 points behind the title leader, having only won 2 of the 13 Grand Prix so far. He chipped away at the lead over the next few races, winning in Brazil and Japan, but failed to finish in Korea, meaning that Fernando Alonso arrived in Abu Dhabi for the season finale with a 15-point advantage over Vettel, with Sebastian's teammate Mark in closer contention than he was by being only 8 points behind Fernando. Surely there was no way he could overhaul the pair of them and win. Well, there was, because this video is about greatest comebacks. Vettel stuck his Red Bull on pole and drove it to victory, whilst Alonso and Webber had an absolute nightmare. Concentrating so hard on each other, they got stuck in the midfield and only managed to finish 7th and 8th respectively, meaning Alonso lost out on the title by just 4 points. Sebastian Vettel, 2012. Lightning rarely strikes twice, but for Red Bull and Sebastian Vettel, they managed to overhaul a deficit to Alonso again. In a season that started with 7 different winners from the first 7 races, which is still an F1 record, Alonso was 39 points clear of Vettel in the driver's standings with 7 races to go and pretty much looked set to bring home his 3rd world title. Well, it turns out Vettel had other plans, as he went on an insane run, winning 4 of the next 6 races, turning his 39-point deficit to Alonso into a 13-point advantage as he entered the final race in Brazil. Make no mistake though, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing in the finale. Red Bull fans had a heart attack at the start when Vettel's Red Bull was sent spinning to the back of the pack at turn 1, forcing him to battle from the back for the rest of the race. And it was an absolutely epic race, may I add. It was touch and go for a while, but thanks to Michael Schumacher moving aside to let Vettel take a much-needed 6th place with just 7 laps left, Alonso would once again fall short, losing out to Vettel in the driver's standings by just 3 points this time. Ouch. 2007, Kimi Räikkönen. This particular comeback gets more impressive every time you look at it. With 2 races to go, Kimi Räikkönen was pretty much down and out of title contention. Are you noticing a trend that all comebacks so far have involved Fernando Alonso in some way, and none of them have him winning? This certainly wasn't the L plan. It's probably worth mentioning as well, there was only 10 points given for a win in 2007. Kimi needed McLaren to essentially forget how to run an F1 team during the final 2 races of the season in order to have any shot at winning a title. But the thing is, they actually did forget. In a rain-soaked Chinese Grand Prix, McLaren left Hamilton out for a bit too long, and when the Brit finally tried to come in and pit, he gracefully slid off the pit entrance and got stuck in the gravel. This allowed Kimi and Ferrari to take advantage and claim a much-needed win over Alonso, who finished 2nd. Then McLaren dropped another clanger during the season finale in Brazil. Lewis Hamilton suffered mechanical issues early on, pushing him right to the back of the field, and only managed to recover to 7th by the end of the race. Life wasn't much better in the other McLaren as Alonso suffered from badly wearing tyres and ended up finishing almost a minute off the lead. The McLaren meltdown meant Ferrari could cruise to victory, finishing 1 point ahead of both Alonso and Hamilton in the drivers' standings.
That's
unbelievable. Insane. 1986, Alain Prost. The finale to Alain Prost's 1986 World Championship winning comeback is maybe the best finale you've never heard of. Prost was 11 points behind Nigel Mansell's Williams with 5 races to go, which isn't exactly a massive mountain to climb against the other drivers on the list, but impressive nonetheless. Although he did put together an impressive run of form in the run-up to the season finale in Adelaide, winning 1 race and finishing second in the other 3. Prost still needed to win in Australia in order to capture his second world title. After sitting in a comfortable second place on his way to a guaranteed world title, Nigel Mansell's tyre did its best impression of a 2022 Ferrari engine, failing and exploding dramatically, forcing Mansell to retire.
Wow.
Williams erred on the side of caution with Mansell's teammate Nelson Piquet, forcing him to pit and change tyres before the same thing happened to him. This gave Prost the lead, and despite Piquet setting multiple lap records trying to chase him down and capture a world title of his own, Prost held on and won, beating Mansell by just 2 points and Piquet by 3. Right, take a deep breath. Ferrari fans, I hate to break it to you, but that's the end of the video. There's been no 80-point deficit comebacks. What Ferrari and Charles Leclerc need to do in the second half of the season would have to be flawless, and also hope for Verstappen and Red Bull to slip up. We'll see what unfolds in the coming months.
That's not happening.
There you have it, a look into F1's greatest point deficit comeback.
Wow, interesting. Well, you know, I am a Fernando Alonso fan, so, you know, always finish. Never the top, always the second best. That's how I feel with my life. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I did. With that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. Stay safe, and don't forget to wash your hands. Bye.